Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for, I believe, Kathy. I didn't see any of the names on it, so I apologize if that's it. All I saw was Kathy. Wanted me to know, or asked, what my least favorite creature effects in movies and TV. And I don't really have much for TV, but for movies, TV I'm more lenient on. So movies is where I'm much more harsher. But this is a paid request. Thank you once again. For those interested, send in a request for a topic, a reaction, commentary, ranking list, review, re-review, whatever it may be. Feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, when I first saw this, I thought of the 2014 and 2016 Ninja Turtle films produced by Michael Bay. Because I hate their designs. The designs looked like if Shrek and the Goomba had a baby, and that baby was inbred and had sex with the Jolly Green Giant, and then that inbred baby was dipped in Vaseline, steroids, and ass, and multiplied by 4. 4 and 7 loads ago. Loads up the ass. I hate those designs. I hate their big nostrils. Did some chapped lips, did some chapstick, did some Vaseline, and get some ass. I don't know. Lay off the steroids. I hate those designs. That's creature effects that just made me want to puke day glow. Other stuff I thought of, Feeders 1 and 2, which I know there's going to be a third one. Yay. They look like dried up, bald... What the hell did I even write down? Dried up, bald, Hare Krishna puppet aliens. Yeah, I mean, kinda, yeah. If Hare Krishna became dried up and a bald puppet alien, that's what Feeders 1 and 2 creatures would look like, and they cost 85 cents. The Amazing Bulk looks like if you took a Philips CDI game and then you took the Hulk and then you made him purple. You made a grape version of Hulk done by Philips CDI. Terrible, terrible design, effects, everything. Howling 7, New Moon Rising, the worst looking werewolf you would ever see. I mean, I don't even know how you describe it other than Dog Poontang come to life. Newty, if E.T. had an inbred cousin. He ate too much paint chips when he was a kid, and his parents are brother and sister. The annoying voice didn't help either, but just terrible, awful creature effects. Just look at Newty, and that says it all. Bunch of duty. The Turtles and Turtles 3. And Splinter. Splinter looked like they took him from the first two films, then they dipped him in a vat of grease and KFC, came up, Steven Seagal came up and licked all the liquid off, and what was left was this thing called Splinter. And the four turtles were like they took the suits from the first two films, they left them out there to get moldy and melt, so their eyes are like, ugh, and their teeth are more gapped, and they got disease, they got SARS, they got the moles, bigger moles all over their bodies. They just looked all messed up. The Star Crystal, because the creature looks like an orange booger. If an alien picked his nose and it came out orange, there's your alien in this. The Alien 3, not the up close, but the rod puppet that they was an optical composite. So they used like a rod puppet to move. They took the optics, the composite to the set. It just looked so awful and awkward. It's just a really bad effects. The Scorpion King in The Mummy Returns. That's considered one of the worst CGI effects. And you watch The Mummy Returns, that, I mean, PS2 level. That's not even an exaggeration. And I mean, it'd be easy to go into the countless Asylum films and Sci-Fi Channel films, Super Gator versus Megatron, what the hell. But that's like too easy. Same with like Birdemic, with the way those birds are, with creature effects. Like the countless Asylum and Birdemic, and I just saw one the other day called Cicada. Horrible puppetry, and then like bad CG. Like those are like, I could be here all day naming all those films. Just name any that want to be bad movies, to want to be bad effects, because they think that's funny. The Langoliers. I actually don't mind the film because I like the story and I like the cast, but the effects are garbage and the creatures are garbage. They look like if Pac-Man was banged by Miss Pac-Man and then went through some kind of filing, so they got all rigid and messed up and look like a crappy version of Pac-Man. Imagine Wolf in Paris. Like, that movie went into theaters. That movie was a theatrical production with a budget. And you look at the way the werewolves look, the way they're designed, and the god-awful asylum-level CGI. But with the budget they had, it makes you go, who saw this and said that was appropriate? And then you make it a sequel to American Werewolf in London, which had great makeup effects, and you go to this, and American Werewolf in Paris is garbage CGI. And you know what? I actually maintain if that film had the same practical effects of American Werewolf in London, no CGI, I think the film would be more light. Because I think with the actors, there's a little bit of charm there, but the garbage CGI hurt that film a lot. It was a death knell for that film. But like those are ones that came to mind when I saw that thing, that topic. And like TV, like I said, TV I'm a bit more lenient on. I'm a bit more lenient on. I mean, maybe some of the creatures on the old Star Trek TV show, but at the same time, they had a very lack of budget, so I'm a bit more kind on them. But I deal with a movie, you're not dealing with 18, 20 episodes that you gotta think about and where the budget's gonna go. Yeah, each episode has their own little budget, but to save the whole thing, it's like we can't be too expensive. But the movies, I give a lot less leniency. Razor teeth, you just look at those fish for the creatures, and that will tell you just how much of a joke the whole thing is. So those, I think, are some of the worst, least favorite creature effects. I mean, people say, or people ask, what about bigger budget films? Well, I mentioned American Wolf in Paris, and I hate the designs of the Michael Bay produced Turtles films, and I'm on the light. Now I'm trying to think, like, what other stuff could I put in there? Well, okay, that'd be a question for you guys. What are your least favorite creature effects in movies? The Mist. I think that's a film where I don't care. I think the CGI is pretty subpar in that film. Thomas Jane's The Mist, and I don't think that needed to be CGI. I think a lot of that stuff would have worked out better if they did try to do more animatronic or puppetry work, but they just looked awful. And this is like a movie that had a decent sized budget, and to me, it was garbage. Garbage effects. The creature effects in that. So, The Mist is another one I would put in there. Or even when Stevenson's It Chapter 2, that Pennywise, where they had the Pennywise, but then it was the shape of a baby, because they're making fun of it, and you suck, Pennywise. So then Pennywise is like this head, but then it's a baby. That's such a stupid design, and that's some really bad effects. And it's a creature, so I guess you call it creature effects. But see, I didn't know if you meant like practical or CG, so I put in a bit of both. But, yeah, that's some pretty garbage stuff. So, thanks once again for the requests. Take care, people, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.